2 dead in mining pit collapse. 2 dead in mining pit collapse. And that is from City Newsroom. 2 dead in mining pit collapse. Now this is a story. 2 young men have been confirmed dead following the collapse of a mining pit at Osino in the Fantiakwa South District of the Eastern Region. Must we say, I think I have to teach you, yeah, definitely, right? All right. According to Channel 1 news sources, the victims were among a group of 7 miners working in a pit around 2 a.m. So listen carefully. There are 2 people who were trapped and who died in the pit, in the Galamsey pit, were working at around 2 a.m. on Wednesday. That is yesterday. Now, when the structure came, okay, so according to Channel 1 news sources, the victims were among a group of 7 miners working in a pit around 2 a.m. on Wednesday, January 8, 2025, when the structure caved in, trapping them inside. So it means that they went in a pit around 2 a.m., which is the night, so to say, and they were working. Then, as they were there, the pit broke into it, like it broke on them, right, whilst they were in the pit around that 2 a.m. Now, upon hearing the incident, local residents rushed to the scene to assist with rescue efforts. 3 individuals were pulled from the pit and transported to the Xavier Memorial Hospital in Osim. Health professionals at the hospital later confirmed the deaths of the 2 miners. 1 survivor remains in critical condition and is receiving treatment at the same facility. A search party involving the National NIB, other security agencies, excavator operators worked to locate additional victims. Despite extensive effort, the search did not yield any positive result. Now, the remains of the deceased has been sent to Chebi Government Hospital in the Ebuakwa South Municipality for autopsy and preservation. Meanwhile, opinion leaders in Osino have raised concern about the persistent illegal mining activities in the area, particularly along the Kumasi-Accra Highway. They highlighted the alarming practice of miners operating day and night, even in hazardous locations such as roads and beneath pylons belonging to ECG. The local police has been accused of failing to curb these illegal activities, prompting renewed calls for stricter enforcement to prevent further tragedies. Now, this is the first story. And this happened in the first day of John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, coming on as a president. What is the issue? The issue is that 7 individuals who are young men decided to go endorse themselves in Galamsey. Now, you remember that Galamsey issue became very topical and is one of the main reasons why NPP lost this election. Because NDC had so well planned their attack, so much so that 3 months to we go into election, they started Galamsey, our water bodies are dirty and all. And then we were told by the opposition then, NDC, that it was Chairman Wuntimi and the rest that were doing the Galamsey, that were mining illegally. And it's for that reason they encourage Ghanaians to vote against MPP, because they believe that once MPP goes into opposition, the likes of Chairman Wuntumi, who they claim were doing illegal mining, won't have the opportunity or the courage to go and do their illegal activities. Now, Ghanaians bought into that. Many Ghanaians believe this this cooked story by NDC. And so they went to the poll on 7th December and voted for NDC. They voted for change. Which stands to reason that once NDC has taken power, the so-called MPP bigwigs who were involved or who are involved allegedly in Galamsey should stop, because they will be afraid they should be scared for their lives. If the second thing also is that, if you would remember, NDC as an opposition kept demanding that President Nana Akufo-Addo should ban all sort of mining urgently. And that call was also reiterated by UTAG, and TUC also came on the verge of going on strike because of that. Now, there are reasons why I'm reminding you of these things. So let me go over again. Number one, the call for Galamsey to end came up 3 months to election. It was political. If you read the book titled Winning 2024 and Beyond, that was the working tool of NDC. It was stated there that few months to election, they will bring the topical issue of Galamsey up to make MPP unpopular before the people. Once MPP is unpopular, what it means is that people are going to vote for NDC, and it worked for them. It worked for them perfectly. People believe in their story and went with the anger in them to vote for NDC. Now, the second thing is that NDC as an opposition was demanding that President Nana Akufo-Addo, okay, let me block this guy. All right. NDC as an opposition demanded that President Nana Akufo-Addo should ban mining. We were telling them that banning both legal and illegal mining wasn't the best, and that was not the most durable solution because we have gone down that path before and it did not work. Yet still, people still say Akufo-Addo must ban mining. To the extent that some people in UTAG took advantage of that, went on strike. TUC said they were going on strike. Now there has been a change of government. NDC is in power. So what it means is that people who were doing illegal mining, who were MPP members, by now should all be arrested and should be jailed, so that there's not going to be any Galamsey again, because we were told that it was MPP people who were doing Galamsey. Now we are waking up on Thursday to the news that 7 individuals, 7 young men, went to do Galamsey around 2 a.m. 2 a.m. Now these 7 individuals that went to do Galamsey at 7 a.m., 2 a.m., it so happened that unfortunately for them, the ground caved in and fell on them. Now that the ground fell on them, people heard of it. So it means that around that 2 a.m., when they were going, the community they were in was aware, say, our husband, our boyfriend, our son is going to do Galamsey at 2 a.m. They were well aware of it, because once the issue happened, they said the community rushed to the place. You get it? There's a reason I'm explaining all these things to you, because of where I'm driving at. So community knew that certain people were going to do Galamsey around a particular time. They did not tell them not to go. They didn't tell them that what you are doing is risky. Now, when it caved in, they came to try to remove them from the pit. And we are told that out of 7 people, only 3 were removed from the pit. Which means that 4 people currently, as we are speaking, are missing, and the highest likelihood is that they are dead. As we are speaking, 4 people, we cannot trace them, and we just have to take it that they are dead, unfortunately. Now, out of the 3 people who were rescued, 2 are dead. So in all, we should say 6 Ghanaians have died just on Wednesday because they went out to do Galamsey. Is that so? Now, then the last person, who is the 7th person, we are told is in critical condition. Critical condition, meaning that he's between life and death. He's fighting for his life. He's fighting for his life. Let's power it up on the screen. Let's power it up on the screen. Let's get to 7,000 like. So the 7th person also is fighting for their life as we are speaking. Now, it is unfortunate that this is happening. And it is unfortunate that this has happened in the first day of John Dramani Mahama as president. But you see, we live in such a small world, And whatever you do, it will come back at you. Do you remember that NDC went campaigning in the Galamsey areas, and they told them that John Dramani Mahama, the moment they hear that John Mahama has won the election, they should go back to the pit and go and do their Galamsey. Do you remember that the former mineral commission boss went to the Galamsey pit to do campaign and was telling them that Akufo-Addo is the one destroying their business, and so they should vote for Mahama. And once they hear in the news it is announced that John Mahama has won the election, they should go back and do their Galamsey. If you remember, somewhere late, Dr. Tony, thank you so much, no need. So Dr. Tony was the one who went to the Galamsey pit and told the people that. You remember that? Now, the second thing is that the same Dr. Tony was on UTV, and he said, sir, do we know the kind of gains NDC made from him going to campaign in the Galamsey pits? And he said, sir, he was going back to the Galamsey pit and do a bigger and better campaign. Now, the bigger and better campaign was simple. The message to the Galamseyers was simple. Akufo-Addo Bawumia are destroying Galamsey. They do not want you to do illegal mining, and so vote for NDC. Once NDC wins, once we hear the announcement from Jean Mensa that NDC has won, go back to the pits and go and do Galamsey. Now, some people have followed this instruction, this directive by NDC, most especially Dr. Tony. And this Dr. Tony, there's a high likelihood is going to be appointed again as the CEO of the Mineral Commission. Because of what he said, now 6 people are dead. Their first time in office, their first day in office. 6 Ghanaians. So nice. If you don't take care, I'm going to block you. And I know you like my program so much that you come every time to come and listen to Sense. But if you're not measured in your comment, I'm going to block you. All right. So she said I should block her. Let me block her. Let me block her. I'm coming in. All right. So it's done. She will not come here again. Because of somebody's statement, 7 Ghanaians or 6 Ghanaians have lost their life. The 7th person too might lose his life. So sad. But this is what happens if a nation, instead of attacking an issue to ensure, say, oh, the issue that is at hand, we deal with it once and for all, we decide to play politics with it. This is what happens. Because ideally, Galamsey issue shouldn't be politicized. But the moment in dealing with Galamsey, you start attacking a certain political party like MPP that was in power, you force us who are also in MPP to come and say and to come and defend. And if you like football, Real Madrid has scored 1 goal in the Spanish semi-finals. Shaka, you are late. You said, what happened, voice? 6 people dead for what? So 6 Ghanaians yesterday around 2 a.m. went to a mining pit to go and do Galamsey, and the ground caved in, and then 6 of them are dead. Only 1 person is now alive, and even that person is in critical condition. All right? Now, because as I was saying, when you want to deal with Galamsey, it must be something that we deal with based on science and data. Based on science and data. And that was the solution Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was proposing, that no mining close to 100 meters from the river bodies. Secondly, people should not go and do mining in the blind. Science and technology can help us locate where there are gold deposits. So you can show the people that around this place there is gold. So dig here. That would have prevented people waking up at 2 a.m. to go and indulge themselves in illegal activities and then losing their lives. You see, but the very politicians that encourage these young men that when you hear that John Mahama has won the election, go to the mining pit and go and do Galamsey. He's alive. He's driving his Land Cruiser V8. But unfortunately, some Ghanaians have lost their lives. And this is the reset we voted for. This is the reset Ghanaians opted for. It's unfortunate. I'm quite sad. But even though I'm sad, I must tell you the truth. So it's not as if I'm happy that under an NDC administration, people died in a Galamsey pit. I'm not happy at all. But it is a lesson. It is a lesson. So that we can come together as a nation and find a lasting solution to the threat of Galamsey once and for all. And we stop the blaming. And we stop the blaming. We are waiting for the person who come and says, to me is the one doing illegal mining again. Or say any NPP man is the one, are the ones doing illegal mining. And let's see what your defense is going to be. Now that NDC is in power, we need to be cautious. We must be careful as a people. People are losing their lives.